back to my channel, everybody. Today we're going to talk about board games. All right, so I have noticed that, especially in the summer, I always seem to stumble across a ton of board games. So we're just going to kind of talk about board games real quick, and we're going to show some comps, and we're going to kind of see, is it something that might be worth our time and energy to spend on? So let's just jump right on into it. I've got my coffee. And I decided to try some coconut cream, whipped cream. It's really good. My old trusty glasses, because these old eyeballs don't work so much like they used to. At an estate sale, I picked up these, this particular board game. Now, what's interesting about this particular board game is how vintage it is. And here's on the inside. It has, of course, all the little pieces that go with it, the cards, and most importantly is going to be the instructions. Copyright 1939. So this little dandy came in this really cute little box, and of course I'll show you the comps on it. Now, sometimes whenever you're at an estate sale or, you know, out thrifting or whatever, a lot of places are not going to have a really good reception. So maybe knowing a little bit about them ahead of time might help you score some really good deals while you're at it. All right, then I found this Monopoly game. Now, this Monopoly game is the popular edition. Now, I've seen a ton of them in the red on eBay, but the green is a little bit harder to come by. And again, well, they just fell down. Let's see if it has it. Yes, 1951. And again, this one came with the original instructions. What's pretty cool about this particular Monopoly game is that it has two sets of instructions. It has instructions for the long game and instructions for the short game. And anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. And again, mid-century modern, there's going to be somebody who's going to be looking for this game. All right, so now we're up to 1965. And this is an old operation game. Now, sadly, it does not work. Okay, I tried 2 different sets of batteries in it, but people are always looking for extra pieces. And what's really cool about this one, no exception, is that it too has extra pieces. You've got cards, extra little pieces, and of course money. So I will be listing this set as parts only, and hopefully somebody who is looking for pieces to their game can make a complete set with this one. So don't pass them up just because maybe they don't have all the pieces in there. If you'll go and look at the comps, a lot of comps do really well for missing parts or missing pieces or replacements or anything like that. Use those kind of buzzwords and it'll help you get rid of them quickly. Then we have this clue game. Now, this clue game is 1963. And you can see that right there. Now, Clue was one of my favorite games as a kid, and so anytime I don't know what it is, but every time that I see a Clue game, I just want to pick it up just because I think it's so cool. I actually have a small collection of them for my personal use, and I just absolutely love them. I just think they're really cool. This one, again, is going to be kind of the mid-century modern. It has, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it has tiny little dots, polka dots all over it, which just give it another kind of cool dimension. And of course, I dropped that one too. But you can kind of take a look at it. It just looks really cool. It's just different than some of the other ones that you have. It's just really retro, and I think that's pretty cool. And this particular set is complete. Okay, so I got it all put back in. Got it all put back in here after I dropped it. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of got that Schoolhouse Rock vibe going on. And it has all of the pieces, all of the cards, all of the, of course, the 2 pencils, even has the original little murder weapons. Of course, this one comes with the original instructions too. Now, whenever I am going through them to get them ready to list, I go ahead and get little Ziploc baggies and make sure that I get everything organized so that it's ready to go whenever it sells, and it's not going to be a big deal. And everything, of course, is tucked away, and that way I'm not going to be losing any small pieces. And on the inside of this one, it says it was given as a gift in 1969, right up there. Now, those small details, some people think that they're not important. I always add them to my listings just because you never know. Somebody may be, you know, interested or looking for, you know, that particular year or whatever, may have sentimental value. You never know. So I always just include everything. That way there's no confusion. They can't say, oh, well, they didn't tell me this or that. You can just tell them straight up, yeah, I did. It's on there. That is so good. I'm moving right along. Risk. Risk is another one that I pick up a whole lot. I sell a lot of this game, and I am now pretty prone to finding the vintage ones. If they're not vintage, I don't pick them up, but if they are vintage, I pick them up. And of course, you'll see the comps, so you kind of know. It's in fabulous condition. Look at that. Which you guys are just as surprised as I am. This is the first time I've opened it up. I just got it today. So I'm super excited that it does come with the instruction booklet. Nice. Okay, so, and they kept all of these. That's what you want to look for. You want to make sure that these are all intact. It just means that you'll end up bringing in more money for it. So I guess one of the things that you really want to look through is don't be like me and just buy it sight unseen. This one I did just because I was in a hurry and I saw it, I grabbed it. There was a lot of people there. I didn't have time to check the comps and just grabbed it and took off. However, normally you would want to open it up and look inside and make sure all of the pieces are there. But like I said, even if the pieces, some of the pieces are missing, you can still use it as, you know, replacements or parts or whatever, and it should still sell fairly quickly. Oh, and that's something else too. You want to be real careful when pulling off stickers or anything like that, because most collectors don't want their games to be messed up. If you happen to find a board game that is really jacked up, like this one, let me show you. Okay, so this board game is super old. It's from 1978, and boy, is it trashed. It's in rotten condition. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But I picked it up because it's a Fantasy Island board game. Have y'all ever even heard of a Fantasy Island board game? I had not. And so when I saw this, it didn't faze me. I didn't care that that it was in this kind of condition. I just wanted the game. So I bought it, I've got it listed, and isn't this cool? So the board game on the inside, all of the pieces and everything was in fairly good condition, used of course, and of course the box is tattered and, you know, spliced together and has, you know, nicks and pulls, and it just looks terrible. But because it was a Fantasy Island board game and I had never seen one, I didn't care. I just picked it up anyway. I just thought it was super cool. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I thought it was cool too. So anyway, we got a list and we'll see how well it sells. I know this isn't a board game, but I'm gonna throw it in here anyway, just because I did pick this up today at Goodwill for $2.99. It is a Doctor Who puzzle. Now, puzzles. Unless you wanna count all of the pieces that are in here, my wisdom given to you freely is gonna be, make sure that you open it. And this one I did open while I was standing there. And make sure that it's still in the bag. because if it's not in that bag, chances are you are going to have to count all of those pieces. And I have been there up until midnight counting all of those tiny little pieces and just wanted to scream. So if you want to save yourself some time, make sure that you open them, make sure that they are sealed, unless you don't care. If you don't care about spending all that time counting puzzle pieces, then more power to you, but I just would skip them if they're not are in the original plastic. But that is something too. Just because they're not sealed doesn't mean that somebody didn't buy it, open it, look at it, and go, nah, close it back up and put it up in the shelf. That's what happened here. So this is something that I had not seen before, but because it kind of intrigued me, just because it looked kind of like warish. Warish, is that a word? Anyway, because it kind of looked tactical warish, game of war, I decided that I was just gonna put it in my cart and take off, and we would just hope for the best when we got home. And I'm glad that we did. Okay, so this one I paid $3.99, and of course I'll show you the comps. All right, so this one, to my dismay, is gonna come with all these little pieces. Oh no, so many pieces. Oh yes, so many pieces. Lots and lots and lots of pieces. Lots and lots. Lots and lots of pieces. Okay, so I need to make sure that this one does not fall off and end up somewhere else. Okay, but on the inside, it looks like there are several of these, and they're all gonna line up, and that's how they're all able to fit into this small box, is you line them into, and make, I'm guessing, a big giant square out of them. That's what it kind of looks like. But anyway, picked this one up, and the comps on it seem pretty good, so I'm glad that I did. Moving right along. Okay, so last but not least. All right, so I happened to see this today and picked it up for $3.99. Lord of the Rings Risk. Now, I have picked these up before. They sell pretty well, about $40 a piece. You can go higher if it's sealed, but if they've been played with, about $40, $45. And this just depends. Sometimes if you want to, you can take an offer for less, which is typically what I do. So this particular game was missing the ring. The ring is not in here, but it is in very, very good condition and did come with, of course, the instruction manual and the board. And as you can see, it's in really, really good condition. I don't even think that these people played with this at all, because it's in pristine condition. Maybe they got it and took the ring and then just decided they didn't want to play with it anymore, which could possibly happen. Now, it does have all of the pieces, everything. It has the cards, the black and the, well, where did it go? There it is. It does have the black and the red dice, and it has all the little pieces that go with it. And again, like I said, I've put them all in these little baggies. So I'm gonna stick all this back in here. And because it's missing the ring, I'm probably not gonna get what I want for it, but I'll probably still get, you know, 25, 30 bucks for it. And if I'm only in at $4, that's a pretty good deal. All right, so before I let you guys go, I wanted to get your opinion. So recently we just finished watching The Last Kingdom. Now, The Last Kingdom, I don't know if you guys are like that show or not. If you haven't seen it, you probably need to watch it. It's really, really good. But we decided to get the Northman because I thought, oh, well, you know, it's got all these big actors in it. It should be, you know, fantastic. It was, can I even say it, mediocre? It just felt like a total letdown. When you are watching a show like The Last Kingdom and it's on TV, and then you watch a show that's like produced and is an actual movie, and the TV series was so much better, directed better, cinematography better, acting better, landscape better, everything was better. off of the Last Kingdom versus the Northman. The Northman was terrible. And I hate saying that because I like a lot of the actors that were in it, but it was just awful. It kind of felt like a B movie from the 80s. Do you guys remember those? Like the Conan and the Red Sonja and all. That's what it was like. Now, I get it. I mean, I'm a big Conan the Barbarian fan myself, and I'd still watch those from the 80s. It has that 80s nostalgia to it, but this is one that was just recently done, and it was terrible. So don't waste your time or your money. It was horrible, and it got like really good reviews. I don't know who these people are or who they paid off to get those reviews, but it was not good. So if you're wanting to watch a really, really good kind of a Viking movie or a Viking series, even better than Vikings, because we compared Vikings to The Last Kingdom, and The Last Kingdom is still my favorite. The acting, cinematography, everything. It was just fantastic. It's a really, really good show. A little brutal, but not as brutal as the Viking or as the Northman. So keep that in mind. Just the storyline was very, very good. Okay, guys, so that's it for me, and I will see y'all later. Make sure you subscribe. Bye.